Hey, I'm Scott, and this is the first video in my series that documents my 2,200 mile long hike of the Appalachian Trail, the AT. Most videos you see out on YouTube about people hiking the Appalachian Trail are about through hikes, where the hiker has to hike the entire 2,200 mile Appalachian Trail within a calendar year. Usually they'll start around March 1st or April 1st, and they'll go on through the end of September or early October. My videos about hiking the Appalachian Trail is in the style of section hiking, where I'll hike a section at a time. Usually a section is a week long and 100 miles. And it should take me roughly 22 sections to hike the Appalachian Trail. And if I do 2 sections a year, it would take me 10 years to do that. And I'm trying to do it in an 8 to 10 year span. In 2018, I plan on doing 2 more sections, sections number 9 and number 10. And that will put me at the halfway point of hiking the Appalachian Trail. I'll be creating a video and placing it out on my YouTube channel for each of the different sections I do. Some of the sections are huge, so I may do 2 videos on those sections. But I'll put them out there for you to enjoy. Hopefully you'll learn something from them. Hopefully to inspire you to go out there and hike the Appalachian Trail, the AT. The Appalachian Trail is 2,185 miles long. It runs from northern Georgia to the middle of Maine and terminates at the place Baxter State Park in a mountaintop called Mount Katahdin. The trail actually fluctuates with that mileage. I think actually in 2017 it might have been 2,182 miles long. It could be a little bit more or less due to trail maintenance, natural disasters such as fire, etc. In reality, anybody section hiking or through hiking will hike over 2,200 miles, well over 2,200 miles, because you need to account for the trail that you'll hike down to get water, down to the different shelters, down when you go into trail towns, when you do resupplies. You're hiking everywhere, so you're not just hiking on the trail. So most people just will refer to it as a 2,200 mile hike, but it could even be longer than that. For section hiking, one of the common ways to break down the Appalachian Trail into sections is by 100 mile sections. This makes the trail break down into 22 sections, and usually you can hike each section within 1 week. At the end of 2017, I had completed 8 of these weekly sections, and that equates to roughly 800 miles along the Appalachian Trail. The 8 sections of the Appalachian Trail that I've hiked have taken me from the beginning in Georgia, through Tennessee, through North Carolina, through Virginia, through West Virginia, through Maryland, all the way up to the Pennsylvania border and the Mason-Dixon line. I've hiked these 8 sections either by myself alone or with my hiking buddy, Larry. You'll see Larry in a lot of these videos and pictures, as he's been instrumental on getting me out on the AT. Larry is my hiking buddy. Larry is my neighbor. He lives in the house behind my house. Larry is my mentor. I had never hiked in the backcountry. I had never camped overnight in the backcountry. I did not own any equipment. I was a 50-year-old rookie when Larry took me under his wing. Larry was an experienced and an accomplished backcountry hiker. At this point, Larry had already completed 3 sections of the Appalachian Trail, roughly 300 miles. I listened to everything Larry would tell me. I scoured the internet. I read trail journals, www.trailjournals.com. I watched YouTube videos. I scoured the internet for specs on hiking equipment and I watched numerous gear reviews. I trained for 6 months. I did 4 to 10 mile day hikes every weekend at a forest near my house, Jefferson Memorial Forest. Each weekend, I would add distance and weight to my backpack, slowly working up to the 30-pound weight over a 15 to 20 mile hike. After watching my progress over that 6 months, Larry and I both agreed I was ready to go, and we headed out onto our first section hike. My first section hike was in May 2015. The trail section Larry and I did was actually the second section of the AT, from Dix Creek Gap to Fontana Dam. I suffered, but I still had a blast. I was hooked. I came home, healed my blisters in my body. I got some new gear. I kept learning. I kept researching. Within 6 months, Larry and I headed back out for another section hike along the AT. We went during Thanksgiving week 2015. We started at Clingman's Dome in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, and we headed to Hot Springs, North Carolina. It was awesome. Every time I go out for a section hike or any hike, I end up learning something. To me, hiking is like a metaphor for life. I'm always learning and expanding my horizons. On my first couple of AT section hikes, all I took was pictures for myself. Then I started taking pictures and posting them on my Facebook page. Due to the feedback, I started taking some video clips with my iPhone and posting those onto my Facebook page. I received even more feedback, so I started taking more videos and less pictures. At one point during my section hikes, I started also carrying a GoPro camera. At this point, I've decided to organize my pictures and videos that I've taken from my previous AT section hikes, along with the pictures and videos I plan on taking in my future AT section hikes, and place them in some YouTube videos. I'm going to try and tell my story of how I section hiked the AT. A through hike of the 2200 mile AT can take anywhere from 5 to 6 months. Well, I have a job, a job. I can't get off work for that extended amount of time, so therefore I have to rely on other techniques of hiking the Appalachian Trail, which is basically section hiking. Since through hiking is not an option for me, I just tend to focus on the positive aspects of section hiking. Section hiking allows a hiker to get experience in hiking the backcountry style. It allows the hiker to find out what equipment works for them, to get the right equipment, to gain strength, to gain knowledge, to grow their self-confidence. For me personally, one of my favorite aspects of section hiking is I like to study the trail, the terrain, the culture, and the historical aspect of each section that I'll be hiking along the AT. To me, I look at section hiking as seeing America one step at a time. Instead of going by in my car at 70 miles per hour, I'm out there at 2.5 miles per hour, one step at a time, in the rawest, most simplest form, learning what's going on in America. At this point, I've section hiked enough where I'm comfortable that I understand what equipment I need and what I will use and not use. I'm comfortable that I can handle the physical stress on my body, my feet, my ankles, my legs, my back, and my shoulders. I'm still working on the mental aspect of backcountry hiking, long distance hiking, being away for weeks at a time. This wears you down mentally. Being away from your home, being away from your family, being away from your routine. I'm still working on this part, and I get better at it with every section hike. You'll see lots of wildlife out on the AT. When you're in Grayson Highland State Park, you'll see the wild ponies, you'll see the longhorn steer. But outside of that, you're going to see all kinds of wildlife. You'll see bears almost in every state, from south all the way up through New Hampshire. Mama bears with the cub bears, bears in trees, bears in the bushes, bears everywhere. You'll see snakes everywhere, copperheads. They'll be along the trail, mostly by the water sources you hit. Rattlesnakes, timber rattler snakes, they're everywhere. They're on the trail. Black snakes, they're everywhere. They're in shelters. They're on the trail. They're along the trails. So there's plenty of wildlife out there if you look for it. But the wildest thing is not the coyotes that run through your camp at night. It's the ticks. Ticks are everywhere, especially up north, and they can carry Lyme disease, which is really a big threat to your safety and your health. It's the biggest threat out on the AT. So I encourage you to use permethrin on your equipment and stay safe and use as much tick protection and prevention as you can. I'm section hiking the AT northbound, also called Nobo. Larry had already done 3 sections of the AT before I hooked up with him, so I had to go back and solo hike these missing sections just to catch up with him. I will be creating and releasing my section hike videos in the order that they appear on the Appalachian Trail from north to south, not the order that I actually hiked them in. Alright, that wraps up this Prelude video of my section hiking the Appalachian Trail, the AT. I'll be wrapping up the first half of hiking the AT in 2018. I'll be creating a video and placing it out on my YouTube channel for each of the different sections I do. Some of the sections are huge, so I may do 2 videos on those sections. I'll put them out there for you to enjoy. Hopefully you'll learn something from them. Hopefully it'll inspire you to go out there and hike the Appalachian Trail, the AT. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on the red button below. Don't forget to click on the like or the dislike button, the thumbs up or the thumbs down button if you like this video or if you don't like this video. And don't forget to leave feedback in the comment section below. All right, thanks and have a great day.